enthusiast. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the land of Cryptoverse. I'm Rukhsar Khan, your host for the event, and we have with us Dr. Jubilant and Mr. Ajoy Pathak, expert on crypto and blockchain, joining us today for the event. Now that you have joined, you would notice that you're in mute. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, please write them on the chat section. At the end of the webinar, we would be holding a Q&A session where all the queries of the participants would be answered by our speakers. From the creator of Odin, MCX, IEX, we have yet another credible exchange-neutral platform a user can rely on while walking towards the path of crypto and blockchain understanding. Starting from education to knowledge to latest news, all covered under one super app, CryptoWire. From a novice to a professional trader, every market participant can have a slice of information readily available on the touch of their finger. Let us first walk you through the world's crypto university, crypto TV, CryptoWire services. We all know that crypto and blockchain ecosystem is emerging at an immense speed, and to keep a track of all the events, prices, looks to be difficult. So what if we have an app like our buddy who walks with us, thinks like us, and responds to what we expect? Yes, you heard it right. Your own global crypto super app, CryptoWire. Let me take you through the app briefly. Here is the global crypto super app, CryptoWire. Let's start with the home page, which covers all the three pillars of the app: Crypto University, Crypto TV, and CryptoWire. Now, let me take you through WireWatch. In WireWatch, we can monitor the best price available on an exchange to buy and the best price available on an exchange for a particular cryptocurrency. In the center of the screen, we can see and monitor the arbitrage opportunity available between the two exchanges for the cryptocurrency. There are more than 350 plus cryptocurrencies listed on our platform, along with 70 plus crypto exchanges worldwide. Coming to the second pillar of our app, which is Crypto TV. This is an exclusive 24/7 mobile IPTV, covering everything on crypto and blockchain ecosystem. It is currently available in 4 different languages: English, Hindi, Gujarati, and Marathi. Now let's take a look at the third pillar of our app, which is our Crypto University, which is the world's first digital university to offer courses on crypto and blockchain. You can find the best courses offered by MIT, Harvard on a single click of the app. With this, I would like to introduce our first speaker of the day, Dr. Jubilant. He would be sharing his views and ideas on future of crypto and blockchain in India. Dr. Jubilant is a certified blockchain evangelist with interest in network security, cyber forensics, and social media analytics. He holds a postgraduate degree in technology, management, psychology, and cyber law. He works as a professor in Department of Computer and Science and leads St. Gitt's Blockchain Lab at St. Gitt's College of Engineering, Kottayam, Kerala. He has published more than 50 research papers in reputed international journals and conferences. Being an active researcher, he has reviewed many journals and international conferences. He is also a certified trainer for Wipro, Infosys, Oracle, Junior Chambers International, and various professional forums. He is also the mentor of 5 successful setups and a secretary of Indian Society of Technical Education, St. Gitt's chapter. I would like to welcome Mr. Jubilant to take over the session. Thank you. Mr. Jubilant?
Yeah, hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you are, sir.
Thank you. Yes, it's an awesome opportunity to connect with CryptoWire and share our knowledge in between. And today, myself and Ajoy is together taking a journey towards the future of crypto and blockchain in India. To start with, we will be just discussing on what this blockchain is and how it has become an emerging technology, etc. We will be going through the blockchain and something regarding the blockchain, Bitcoin, then the basic blockchain technologies, then the popularity of the blockchain and how it happened, and what's the basic concept of blockchain, various blockchain networks. And also, we will go through the basic applications and use cases which will be making blockchain one of the best technologies, which is really making disruptive in nature. Yes, we will discuss about the blockchain hype. What's happening in blockchain for the past 8 to 10 years? As we know, in 2015, just after the emergence of Bitcoin, there was step-by-step increase in many systems which happened. And as we compare with artificial intelligence and cyber security, which we just say in this comparative analysis, blockchain with the blue signal will be moving up and down at various times just because of various reasons. When both the crypto both the artificial intelligence and cyber security maintains a constant pace of Google Analytics. Here, basically, when we see in 2016, you can see a big hype regarding the application of blockchain, just because those days the things or the discussions came up in various magazines, as well as people thought that for anything and everything there is a big solution provided by blockchain. And the system overall in the technology identified that there will be a lot of tremendous potential in the blockchain. But later, in course of time, people identified that for some specific purposes, blockchain can be used, but not for all the things or all the technologies. Blockchain integration is not required. Yes, I repeat, to not everything and anything blockchain is not required. Yes, what all things we can do, what all things blockchain is going to manage, that we will be identifying in coming few minutes. And again, the next graph, next hype came in 2011. By the start of 2011, when the Bitcoin emerged with a very huge jump in its basic price, which people were all thinking of what is Bitcoin, what is cryptocurrency, what is blockchain. All those things people are really interested in. And again, blockchain is back in search, as well as blockchain is back in vision. Yes, there is a big opportunity in the blockchain sector, but we should identify how and why. As we see in this graph, from 2016 onwards, step-by-step increase in the technological integrations of blockchain was happening. And it came to various sectors which directly influence the people, directly influence the technology, and directly influence the marketing area, where a lot of potential was seen as well as identified and was prepared. Yes, it came with the public sector, it directly interacted with the manufacturing sector, and also it managed the resource management, then went for the infrastructure sector and financial areas, and finally it was directly incorporating into distribution and service sectors too. Yes, you can indicate this, these both the graphs over here indicates the growth of the potential of blockchain, which was happening in the half a decade. And also, the size of the bubble represents opportunities in $1 million in 2017, which directly shows that you will be identifying how much things are going. Yes. Finally, we are coming to identify what is blockchain going to come up with. Yes. When we think of various technologies evolve in future, including the internet, which overcome with the distance gap, including the wheels, which overcame the more motion gap, including the industrial revolution, steam engines, which overcame the power gap. Yes, there is another technology emerged, the blockchain, which is really influencing and bridging the gap of trust. I repeat, it is going to bridge the gap of trust in system. Might be trust with people, might be trust with companies, might be trust with even countries. Yes, you have always noticed during the time of elections, public servants are providing us with various very good unpredictable or unimaginable things which we really are shocked with. And again, during the advertisements, various companies are providing us with wonderful things which we cannot imagine. And in social media discussions, our friends are telling some ideas, or people who we are not aware will be providing us with some good friendship or relations, but we don't know who they are, and is they providing us the service which really we can check with. And also, we have various financial frauds which we always identify, which even directly influence the various banks of India as well as banks all over the world. Nirav Modi or Vijay Mallya are some of the examples of that. Yes, there is really an influence where trust is required between organizations. Trust is required between people, and trust is required between the institutions. Yes, about $100 trillion are really transferred in between in the world for various balances which check for the trust in various organizations. How we can make it, how it is possible, that we are discussing in the coming few minutes. Yes, basically, blockchain can be implemented if we have a proper ledger to it. What is a ledger? We always think that ledger is something regarding the accounts, that is regarding the money coming in or money going out or something like that. But we have a beautiful house as an image over here, and I'm just putting you before a ledger of that house. Yes, it was sold to the first owner in 1976, and 20,000 rupees improvement happened in 1980, and it approved for extension again in 1980, and sold to the next owner in 1989, and failed the inspection in 1992, and sold the owner again, third owner in 1992 back, and again 50,000 rupees was again invested in 1993 for that house, and unfortunately in 2001 this house got a fire, electric fire. That is the basic ledger of a house. I repeat, there will be such ledgers for anything we use, any components we use. So we should identify that ledger is not only for the money management, but for people management, organization management, and again matter management. Yes, here. So now we will be discussing how we can manipulate a physical ledger. Yes, At the fourth entry, you are have sold the owner. And previously, we show that we noticed that in the fifth entry, the inspection was failed in 1990. But now that in the case of a physical ledger, you are going to manipulate it by a new chimney is installed in 1992, where you are not getting any idea on whether it is the right thing or not. But since it is a physical ledger, you can easily make changes in that. And because of that reason, these type of ledgers are tamperable. So there is a big trust gap, as I discussed just before in this issue. Now, wow, we are just trying to implement blockchain ledger into the same. Again, along with all these components, we are adding additional one component. It's all digital. That who did that task? Yes. Now we can identify from this specific component that builder is in the scene and builder has sold this house to the owner first. And again, this value is encrypted with a specific key value. And now in the next entry, you are encrypting this specific key value to the next value, and then you are adding the value. So now the owner or segments owner who had been first owner is doing 20,000 improvement. This transaction also is going to get encrypted, but with the value of the first transaction which we have got. And similarly, next extension is approved by the architect, and still it is going to still get encrypted with the previous hash values, which has the key value encrypted for the first transaction as well as the second transaction. Similarly, there is a first block known as the Genesis block, which has a hash value, and it will be interconnected with the coming next level of transactions, which is connected with each other, can be discussed as a block which is interconnected to each other, and we can go for a chain of blocks. Right? That's how the blockchain is getting that name. And here, when these all instructions are connected directly or binded directly with encrypted key values, any changes happening in these specific entries will change the direct that hash value which is previously stored, and directly you will be indicating that a blockchain ledger will be exploding or something like that, so that we will all identify the error is happening, and so no changes will be possible in this case when it is interrelated. And that's how blockchain is declared as immutable and trust can be incorporated in the system. When coming back, I will repeat, there is we will be not with these things will be happening with a single day, but all these documents will be distributed with the people who are connected with that. I repeat, all these details, all these documents are encrypted and shared between the people who are directly linked with that. For example, in the case of that building, there will be a builder, there will be various number of owners, there will be architects involved, real estate dealers involved, insurance people involved, contractors involved, and surely government authorities are also involved in the system. So all these people are getting the encrypted form with them, and that makes this blockchain a decentralized mechanism where all the people who are interconnected will be having some documents with them, where changes are, if any tampering process is happening, there will be some issues which people will be recorded, means the connected entities will be identified, and they will be reacting whether it is in a positive or negative way, we will make things understand in the next few videos. Yes, along with that, if any changes happens in or any tampering happens, all these people will be preventing that thing, that record to be changed. And so against that, if any tampering is happening, all others who are having the records will be resisting that. And so at this reason, you can ensure that blockchain, as if a transaction is happening in a blockchain, you cannot make it any change, and that will be in the system. And above this block, new blocks will be coming up, and that blocks will be interconnected with the previous blocks, as we discussed in the previous few minutes before. And here, thus, we are making a distributed system where blockchain is connecting each other and changes are made, and only positive or possible transactions are approved in the system, and transactions which are not to be blocked, that to be blocked should be prevented from happening. So here, if you are going for a digital, if you are going for a normal ledger, it is as we discussed, it is tamperable and centralized mechanism. But in the case of digital ledger, you are making it trusted by making it immutable and making it distributed. Yes, this is how blockchain is making the improvement, or a big gap is overcome by the use of the insisting of blockchain. You have always seen the Encyclopedia Britannica, which is not at all in the sea. Why it is not at all in the sea? Just because it overcame with another enormous wonderful system called Wikipedia, where we always use, we always check with all for any information we require. Previously, it was Encyclopedia Britannica was only available in posh libraries with a lot of data, but it was having updates of past few years. Yes, it was updated in a gap of few years, and more than 4,500 people consistently collected data, and they organized in a recording manner systematically, and they printed it and produced it. And we had to wait for even years to get new changes known in the that has happened in that specific era. But now Wikipedia, as we all know, with more than about 3 lakhs of volunteers who are updating in time to time, and even for the small changes happened in the yesterday night is also updated after a few minutes, where you are identifying that it's so dynamically updated with a very low price, because the volunteers are doing, and they are doing it dynamically, and the updates are provided to us at a small possible time. Yes, that is the power of decentralization, where every data is shared between people and things are functioning like that. So when we go for that, we just identify that how centralization and decentralization makes the changes. Yes, from this specific example, we can identify the power of blockchain, where documents are stored encrypted with various members, various entities who are making it available all over the world, but keeping it confidential because of the encryption process. Yes. Now we have various type of blockchains with like permissionless public shared blockchains for Bitcoin, then permission public shared blockchain systems, means where decentralization goes to a lesser extent, and again permissioned private blockchains where very confidential systems are handled, and no external entities are provided intrusion to that, and also decentralized the ledgers with 100% centralization. Yes, we are identifying the key points over here where we understand that it is decentralized, immutable, and transparent, which makes blockchain a wonderful one. And it means the idea of blockchain started with the financial crisis that started in 2009, where banks, the people, normal people, lost their beliefs in banks, where many banks became bankrupt, and that started the emergence of blockchain technology with the start of Bitcoin, where Satoshi Nakamoto first connected the peer-to-peer electronic cash system, and now we have improved with the programmable blockchains and selection of digital DAX, where a blockchain really can be used. Yes, blockchain can only be used where a database is required. Yes, if you have a database system, that has to be incorporated. Means wherever the blockchain database is requirement, there only you are going to use a blockchain. If there is no requirement of a database, you are not going to use a blockchain. But still, again, we told trust is the basic factor over here. And if a single person is using a database, then myself, Jubilant, I'm confident about myself, and I'm not going to tamper for my anything for my reason. For that reason, I don't. If a single person is not only using a blockchain, it's not required. But if more people are using a blockchain, there's a chance for implementation. Again, if more people are using blockchain, but all those people are who is really believing in each other, trusting in each other, then again, there is no requirement of a blockchain. Yes, sure, because we are going only for the trust. And so if any one person in that system is not believing in some other person, surely then there is a requirement of a blockchain, but not always. If those people who are not believing in each other are believing in a common person or common system or common entity, then if he or she or that entity is ready to manage that in between, then also you don't need a blockchain. Yes, but if there are parties who are not trusting each other, more than one person is managing a database, who is not trusting each other, surely there is a requirement of a blockchain. Yes. Simply, that's the explanation, or that's a flowchart I could present before you, where you need where you to identify whether you really need a blockchain or a system. Yes. Basically, there are wonderful concepts called shared ledger, as we told, it is decentralized, and also security because of the pure encryption mechanisms are available. Then decentralization is happening, and surely if any transaction has to get approved, people have to agree between them to get it approved, and that is known as a consensus. And each transaction will be monitored with the help of smart contracts, where you are going to identify that you are in a correct path, where you are monitored, each transaction is monitored, and its response is getting done. So you are having a dynamic decision-making system with the help of a smart contract, which is introduced. Yes, because of few reasons. Implementation of blockchain in business really reduces time, removes additional costs. It makes things secure and reduces the risk by tampering, avoiding the tampering and fraud, cybercrime issues, etc. And also put forward new business models like putting IoT in the system or something like that. surely you are going to identify that it is going to make much changes in the technology, and making blockchain is found great impact in three key areas like content service providers, streamlining internal processes, including the interaction with suppliers and other content service providers. And also it directly reduces the developing service customers when we're providing the developing services for providing the blockchains. And also it will be collaborating in business ecosystems like IoT, where direct introversion on trust, security, and transparency is identified. Yes, blockchain is going to provide a great impact in making changes in our life. And there are various blockchains like various blockchains involved, networks available like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hyperledger, Corda, IOTA, there's few of them. And also three types of blockchains were public, private, and consortium blockchains. Public is similarly like the Bitcoin. Anybody who is having a wallet can involve in it. Private is means a secure system where no external introversions are permitted, and consortium blockchains are, or consortium blockchains are intermediate in between public and private, where you both a few restricted entry to that blockchain will be provided in a systematic way by maintaining. The blockchain is providing large, enormous potential in many areas, including land revenue records, stock exchanges, medicine, cyber forensics, chitti, supply chain management, even in building and constructions, lotteries, agricultural areas, and directly improving in movement management systems, etc., where it is going to provide a lot of show a lot of potential in the coming future, surely. And that will surely make great changes in the world, so that it is trying to terminate or remove the intermediaries in the system. And we will be surely identifying that some great changes will be happening, including the cryptocurrencies and its scenario, where wonderfully we are waiting by the session by Ajoy and open to the system. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was a very insightful presentation for all our participants. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce our second speaker of the day, Mr. Ajoy Pathak. He would be sharing his views and ideas on future of crypto and blockchain in India. Mr. Ajoy comes with 20 years of rich experience in the field of training, research, and development. Being an early adapter of the new technology, Mr. Ajoy has great expertise in understanding the fundamentals of crypto and blockchain industry. His passion for training and education has got him a long way. I would like to ask Mr. Ajoy to please take over the session. Ajoy?
Yeah, hi Ruksar. Thanks a lot.
Welcome.
Great, fantastic. I mean, Dr. Kizikutottam, your views, the entire thing. I mean, must I say, my dear friend, jubilant, it's always a reason for jubilation listening out to you. So thanks a lot for the wonderful session. So, बहुत सारा पानी बह गया है गंगा में से 2009 से आज 2021 के बीच में. A lot has happened in India regarding cryptocurrencies and other things. So today what I'm going to do is that I'm not going to reiterate any of the technological, philosophical, business implications जो कि डॉक्टर जुबिलेंट ने बहुत अच्छी तरह से कवर किया है. आज हम लोग थोड़ा सा ये देखते हैं कि आगे क्या होने वाला है and how could we participate. See, the thing is, whether we like it or not, whether we understand it or not, एक बात तो तय है. The blockchain industry is going to touch our lives in any ways possible in the coming days. आने वाला है. There is no way that we can ignore this. Like एक US senator ने ऐसे करके बोला था कि it's a very exciting space. It has excited a lot of people. It has some people say that it is absolutely, a scam kind of a thing, but it has confused the heck out of most of us. So taking that, nobody could be more succinct, more truthful about this technology, and that happens with any technology for that matter. बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज नहीं है। कोई भी टेक्नोलॉजी, जैसे पहले जब इंटरनेट आया था बहुत कंफ्यूजन था, इंटरनेट क्या है नहीं है, वेब 1.0 आया, वेब 2.0 आया, हम लोग बीच में एक तो इंटरनेट बबल बर्स्ट देखे, फिर देखे कि टेक्नोलॉजी कैसे करके अडॉप्ट कर रही है, इसको ई कॉमर्स कैसे प्रोलिफरेट कर रही है। सो द रियल स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ एनी टेक्नोलॉजी रियली कम्स when it starts getting used in enterprises, and that is the phase that we are witnessing in blockchain at this point. 2009 से लेकर के 2017 तक का जो फेज रहा है, that is like the early innovation phase. अगर हम लोग गार्टनर्स हाइप कर्व के हिसाब से जाते हैं या एडॉप्शन कर्व जो भी आप बोल लीजिए, उसके हिसाब से जाते हैं, तो इनिशियल फ्यू डेज में क्या होता है कि टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं रहती है, कुछ लोग समझते हैं, कुछ लोग नहीं समझते हैं, and there is a lot of utopia about the thing. तो उस टाइम में 2016-17 में तो ऐसा लग रहा था कि ब्लॉकचेन इज अ मैजिक वॉन्ड, इट्स गोइंग टू सॉल्व ऑल द प्रॉब्लम्स। बट आज जैसे कि डॉक्टर जुबिलेंट ने कहा है कि ब्लॉकचेन का एप्लीकेबिलिटी डिपेंड्स वहीं पर हो सकता है जहां पर हम लोग कुछ लेजर्स यूज कर रहे हैं। दैट फैंटास्टिक डॉक्टर जुबिलेंट, that decision tree process flow was really wonderful, and that's the case. So basically अगर हम लोग एडॉप्शन कर्व के हिसाब से जाए तो वी आर इन दैट एनलाइटमेंट जोन आफ्टर द क्रैश, दैट बेसिकली ब्लॉकचेन इज गेटिंग अडॉप्टेड, इट इज बीइंग मच बेटर अंडरस्टूड एज कि कितना काम कर सकता है, कितना काम नहीं कर सकता है, उसका एप्लीकेबिलिटी कहाँ पर है, उसका एफिशिएंसीज हम लोग कहाँ पर हार्नेस कर सकते हैं और उसको कैसे करके हम लोग अपने एंटरप्राइजेस में अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। ये सारा चीज अभी धीरे धीरे फोर फ्रंट में आ रहा है। And this is an interesting area of research which is going on. Now, ये जो innovation है, ये business processes को redraw करने का, reinvent करने का, that is such a strong thing that it is being called as one of the biggest disruptors in the industry at this point, right? कहीं पर हम Indians, हम लोग के system में इस चीज को समझे हैं थोड़ा सा लेट, ठीक है? So today let's take a trip back to क्या हुआ है हम लोग के यहाँ पर। We got hyped into blockchain being touted as like the forefather of cryptocurrencies. तो एक कहीं पर confusion create हुआ कि blockchain is all about cryptocurrencies and nothing else. But reality आज जैसा डॉक्टर जुबिलेंट ने कहा है कि blockchain is about efficiency into the enterprise system and not only cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies is just but one application of the blockchain technology. क्रिप्टो करेंसीज को आप ऐसे देखिए कि वो माइकल जैक्सन है और ब्लॉकचेन को देखिए कि जो पूरा बैंड है। तो माइकल जैक्सन हमेशा सोर्स स्टॉपर होता है, वो हर नजर को ही इज द मेन अट्रैक्शन, लाइमलाइट उसके ऊपर रहता है। तो क्रिप्टो करेंसीज के ऊपर लाइमलाइट जरूर है, बट ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी is something which has a much more profound application in the thing. So let's take an overview कि what this technology holds for us, what it's been story in our country, and where do we see ourselves and how it is going to impact us directly. Okay, so let me share my screen. I have made a small presentation for you. Great. So thanks to CryptoWire, Crypto University and Crypto TV for giving us this opportunity to talk about the future of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology in India today. Let us start with understanding what has happened in the cryptocurrency markets in India. So, हम सभी लोग जानते हैं 2009 से cryptocurrencies का जर्नी चालू होता है बिटकॉइन के साथ, और 2011 में the cryptocurrency journey really moves into altcoins, जहाँ पर Litecoin जो मतलब SHA 256 से स्क्रिप्ट की तरफ जाता है, वहां से altcoins का जर्नी स्टार्ट होता है। फिर 2012 से 17 तक हम लोग देखते हैं कि इंडिया में बहुत सारा क्रिप्टो करेंसी एक्सचेंज चालू होता है। लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल देयर वाज ZPay, CoinX and several others. I mean, I don't remember them all, but कम से कम 7-8 एक्सचेंजेस, क्रिप्टो करेंसी एक्सचेंजेस इंडिया में उस टाइम में चालू होता है 2012 से 17। 2013 में क्या होता है कि आरबीआई ने एक प्रेस रिलीज इशू करते हैं जहां पर उन लोग पब्लिक को कॉशन करते हैं कि वर्चुअल करेंसी जो है बिटकॉइन जैसा वो सब बहुत वोलाटाइल है, तो आप लोग संभल के ट्रेड कीजिए, ऐसे करिए। फिर 2016 में हम लोग देखते हैं कि डीमोनेटाइजेशन होता है, तो जहां पर कैशलेस डिजिटल इकोनॉमी ये सारा चीज बातचीत आता है, दोस थिंग्स कम इनटू द फोरफ्रंट, क्रिप्टो करेंसी वॉल्यूम स्टार्ट पिकिंग अप। सो आप लोग देखते हैं कि एक साइकिल ऊपर जाता है, फिर एक धक्का आता है, फिर दूसरे धक्के के साथ ऊपर जाता है, एंड देन इन फेब 2017 आरबीआई दूसरा एक प्रेस रिलीज इशू करता है अगेंस्ट क्रिप्टो करेंसीज, दोबारा इशू करता है। Then in October 2017 we saw one Mr. सिद्धार्थ डालमिया, उन्होंने सुप्रीम कोर्ट के साथ एक पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट लिटिगेशन फाइल करते हैं, जहां पर वो रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं कि क्रिप्टो करेंसीज पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट आप आइए और कुछ रेस्ट्रिक्शंस डालिए। और अगले ही महीने नवंबर 2017 में मिस्टर द्वैपायन भौमिक he files another PIL with the Supreme Court requesting to regulate the cryptocurrencies and not really restrict the cryptocurrencies. तो ये सारा चीज होता रहता है। एंड नवंबर 2017 में क्या होता है, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एक गार्ड कमेटी जो बनाती है कि आप लोग क्रिप्टो करेंसीज को स्टडी कीजिए और अपना रिकमेंडेशंस बताइए कि हम लोग को क्या करना चाहिए क्रिप्टो करेंसीज के साथ। फिर दिसंबर 2017 में, एंड दिस इज द टाइम फ्रॉम वेयर द क्रिप्टो करेंसी एनवायरनमेंट इन इंडिया स्टार्ट्स रियली गेटिंग नेगेटिव। आरबीआई एंड मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस they issued press releases, अलग-अलग press releases issue किया था with caveats to the citizen on risk of cryptocurrency. Ministry of Finance तो इतना दूर तक भी जाकर के बोल दिया कि cryptocurrencies are like Ponzi schemes and not really currencies or coins. उसी टाइम में क्या हुआ, okay, we'll come to that story later on. But then in the union budget speech in the next year, that's February 1, 2018, Mr. Jaitley he mentioned that the government of India does not recognize the cryptocurrency as legal tenders. Now यहाँ पर क्या हुआ, जैसे उन्होंने बोला कि we do not recognize as legal tenders, बहुत सारे लोग ये मानने लगे कि अच्छा ये तो illegal है, ठीक है। But I mean that's like how you listen to things and how you process things. वो एक challenge रहा था उस टाइम में मार्केट में। In March 2018, both RBI and Ministry of Finance ने बहुत सारे प्रेस रिलीजेस यहाँ पर अलाउ किए थे, मतलब रिलीज किए थे, लार्जली अबाउट कॉशनिंग पीपल अबाउट देम, बट अभी तक उन्होंने कोई लीगल एक्शन नहीं लिया। सो फ्रॉम 2009 टिल मार्च 2018 ऑल ऑफ देम हैव स्टेटेड कि भैया ये रिस्की है, ये लीगल टेंडर नहीं है, आप लोग संभाल के कीजिए एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट, but till this point of time no legal action was taken by any of them. But then in April 6 2018 RBI एक सर्कुलर निकालता है जिसमें इट प्रिवेंट्स ऑल द कमर्शियल बैंक्स, कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स, मतलब अपने फैमिली में उसके कंट्रोल में जितने सारे बैंक्स, पेमेंट सिस्टम्स, एनबीएफसीज होते हैं, वो सभी को बोलता है कि भैया अब से आप लोग वर्चुअल करेंसीज में डील नहीं करेंगे और आपके जितने सारे क्लाइंट्स हैं जो वर्चुअल करेंसीज में डील करते हैं, आप उन लोगों को सर्विस प्रोवाइड करना बंद करेंगे। ऐसे करके उन लोगों ने रातों रात जो ऑन रैंप सिस्टम होता है कि आप फिएट से क्रिप्टो में कन्वर्ट कीजिए और क्रिप्टो करेंसी में पार्टिसिपेट कीजिए विथ योर मनी, वो सिस्टम को टोटली बंद कर देती है आरबीआई विद दिस सर्कुलर। देन व्हाट हैपेंड, द इंडस्ट्री हैड टू रिएक्ट। सो इन मे 15 2018 अगले ही महीने अप्रैल के बाद मई के महीने में the cryptocurrency exchanges who were largely part of the Internet and Mobile Association of India, they filed a writ petition with the Supreme Court challenging the RBI circular. Then in July 2019 इस बीच में गार्ग कमेटी अपना रिपोर्ट सबमिट करती है and unfortunately it comes out like they recommended ban of private cryptocurrencies in India without really specifying what private cryptocurrencies are, but that was a huge blow to the industry at that point of time, and the industry was really down at a very negative sentiment about cryptocurrencies. Then what happened in March 4, 2020, Supreme Court ये रिट पिटिशन जो IMAI फाइल किया था उसका जजमेंट देती है और वो जजमेंट में बोलती है कि जो आरबीआई ने सर्कुलर निकाला था अप्रैल 6, 2018 को, दैट इज इलीगल एंड हेंस अनएनफोर्सेबल। पूरा इंडस्ट्री ये डिक्शन के साथ एक साथ उठ करके खड़ा हो जाता है and the cryptocurrency volumes from there till today have gone up by about 500 times. So this was a huge shot in the arm kind of a thing. COVID के बाद पूरा इंडस्ट्री जब खड़ा हो रहा था, March 4, 2020 में ये जो डिक्लेरेशन आया सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, हटा दिया बैन जो RBI ने लगाया था, that really gave a shot in the arm and the entire industry sprung back from action. Then the positive cycle starts, so gradually there are a lot of studies which happens in the governmental areas. People start understanding the blockchain and things like that. I remember of having an Hindustan Times bite at that point of time when RBI ka ban aaya tha. Then this gentleman, he's a journalist. He actually went ahead and asked some of the decision makers in RBI, why have you banned? And very honest reply was, we do not understand it. It's required to understand it, to understand the whole thing, so as to be able to take some policy decisions and other things. And by March 2021, the government had understood that the blockchain technology is such a powerful technology that it is going to usher a huge amount of efficiency and innovation into the entire field of not only enterprises but also governance. So on March 2021, there was one CNBC interview, the finance minister, Mrs. N. Sitaraman, she mentioned about taking a calibrated approach towards regulating the cryptocurrencies in order to, allow space for innovation. She said that we cannot really wish the innovation out, and we will take a calibrated approach. We'll take an encouraging approach towards this thing, and we will reevaluate whether cryptocurrencies are really required or not, or the ICO markets are required or not. Now, that was the first sign that there was a good legislation which was coming. So in November 2021, which is like last month, there was a bill named Cryptocurrency and Regulation of Official Digital Currency Bill 2021. इसके पहले जो bill discuss हो रहा था, that was called the Banning of Cryptocurrency Bill 2019. But then this was renamed as Cryptocurrency and Regulation of Official Digital Currency Bill 2021, which itself shows that the attitude had taken a 180-degree approach from absolutely banning this set of virtual assets to actually adopting them and adopting the innovations which blockchain technology provides in the Indian foray. Now that's a big positive for the entire economy, and a lot has been done to actually, promote this by various departments, and we'll see that in a while. So currently this bill is being discussed in the cabinet and the Prime Minister's office. It may not be introduced in the winter session of the parliament, but with finality we can say that cryptocurrencies and blockchains are on the verge, are knocking on the door, and the door needs to be opened, and they are ready to make a huge entry into the Indian foray. Let's look at what various government departments have to say. First, I'll start with Niti Aayog. Now, Niti Aayog published a recommendation on a set of recommendations. They did an evaluation of the blockchain strategy and how India could adopt that strategy. It's available on the Niti Aayog website, and it was published in January 2020. And on page 52, you'll find the recommendations. I'd like to, discuss the recommendations a little bit. So they are actually suggesting the government of India that there should be a vibrant blockchain ecosystem. And that ecosystem should be regulated, and a lot of policy considerations have to be taken so as to make it evolve into a very vibrant blockchain ecosystem out there. They go ahead and talk about India Chain. So in India Chain, they're trying to create, they're suggesting creation of a national infrastructure for deployment of blockchain solutions with inbuilt fabric, identity platform, incentive platform. And in a while, we will see how that is going to shape up from the recommendations what MeitY, which is the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, has for the government. They also recommend to promote India as blockchain hub, where promotion of research and development in blockchain, skilling of workforce and students, that's going to happen. And with this thing in our mind, we are going ahead launching something like a crypto university, where we think that we can participate into, positively into proliferating this ecosystem with skill and making India a skilled place for blockchain development. And as you all know, the Indian developers are known worldwide for their brilliance. And we already see that thing happening. We see large cryptocurrency exchanges like Coinbase coming down to Bangalore and setting up their development bases over here, because Indian talent is undeniable talent out there. And once India participates into this entire blockchain foray, then the students, they are going to be one of the assets that our country has to contribute to this entire process transformation from the legacy systems to the blockchain digital systems. Also, the Niti Aayog goes ahead talking about changing most of the processes, like the services of government agencies, like procurement process or public distribution system, even the fertilizer subsidy management systems and other things. So there are big complex processes which are super inefficient today, because there's a lot of steps to be undertaken, and the entire process is not always transparent or clear and things like that. So once the blockchain system is put into place, that will gain in efficiency, and that's something which even the Niti Aayog totally appreciates, that moving to a blockchain-based system will provide huge efficiency, not only to enterprises or individuals, but also to the governments. Okay. Then they talk about the CBDC thing, talking about a peg stable coin for Indian rupee, and currently it is also being evaluated by the RBI, and the stocks like they're planning to come up with their own CBDC. And cryptocurrencies for India. So it leaves the recommendations with question that, does India need a cryptocurrency or an ICO market? What could be the possible contours for facilitation of ICO market in India that assuages all the regulatory concerns? The market talk, if I have to believe anything about it, is giving us the direction that, it will be not treated as currencies or payment systems for any matter. In fact, I believe that cryptocurrency is a misnomer. It is not really a currency if you're talking of a holistic environment. It acts as a currency within that small foray of the digital ecosystem upon which it is hosted. So basically what we are talking about is cryptocurrencies should be retermed as virtual assets rather than currencies. Probably they're going to treat it as commodities or assets, and SEBI is going to regulate these markets, and these markets will be treated as investment markets rather than anything else, like payment systems or any other thing. So that's about what Niti Aayog has to say. That's about what we see coming in the cryptocurrency area. But one very important and interesting thing which is happening today is with the Ministry of Information Technology, Electronics and Information Technology proposal to the government about the national blockchain framework, and this is extremely important. So what MITI is talking about is having a distributed infrastructure for national blockchain framework. Okay, so there's going to be a north zone, west zone, east zone, and south zone kind of distribution in the blockchain framework, and there's going to be several layers. So basically, it's going to have a cross application access layer, in which basically what will happen is that जो भी national blockchain का APIs है वो सबके साथ share किया जाएगा. So enterprises, institutions, they can participate into this application layer of the national blockchain framework. Then there's going to be an asset layer जहाँ पर asset creation होगा, asset के साथ user का linking होगा, ownership transfers will be conducted, and asset का जो भी life cycle है उसको track किया जाए through this asset layer. Then there's going to be a smart contract layer जहाँ पर domain specific smart contracts होंगे, और smart contracts के लिए एक design pattern library भी होगा जहाँ से आप basically smart contracts के ऊपर government directives के साथ काम कर सकते हैं. Then there's going to be a platform layer, so they're going to integrate a lot of platforms into this platform layer. So there could be Hyperledger Suite, there could be Corda, there could be any other public chain, and there could be other permission chains also, in this platform layer. Then finally, there's going to be a shared ledger or chain layer, जहाँ पर आपका property chain होगा, health chain होगा, smart city chain होगा, education chain होगा, insurance chain होगा, और various other applications जो जहाँ पर भी आपको लगता है logistics में लगता है कि यहाँ पर जाएगा, supply chain में लगता है यहाँ पर जाएगा, and things like that. So जितने सारे applications आपको blockchain पर आएंगे, develop होगा, जैसे कि डॉक्टर जुबिलेंट बोल रहे थे कि wherever there is a ledger, wherever there is a database, there is an application of blockchain possible. तो यहाँ पर ये chain layer जो shared ledger होगा वो एक prolific activity. So this is basically how the national blockchain infrastructure is going to come, and then there is going to be a security vertical across all these layers, जहाँ पर आपका identity management systems होगा, privacy systems होगा, authentication होगा, authorization होगा, role-based access वगैरह ये सारा चीज. So basically the permission layer and things like that, how to make it more secure, and all the national security features like your identities and other things, voting systems, privacy, authentication, ये सारा चीज यहाँ पर से it will run across all these layers of application. So when we talk about some of the critical national applications like finance, governance, health, smart city, insurance, etc., basically along with these services, there are going to be some value-added services in the national blockchain framework, जहाँ पर सबसे पहले आता है predictive visual analytics and intelligence. Obviously, जब हम लोग data share कर रहे हैं, it is on a shared platform. कोई भी information silo नहीं है, it's a transparent ledger. It will be very, very, very important, also efficient, so as to collate all this data and put it into some kind of visual analytics, intelligence, और इसको share करते हैं so that everybody can really benefit from the entire ecosystem. So, and there's going to be something called a proof of storage, that this storage of all this information in an immutable platform is happening, and that's kind of a secure system of storage, and also the proof of existence that these things exist, or the data kind of remains in sync with the actual situation on the ground. And these things are going to be integrated with the existing services, like the predictive visual and analytics is going to be integrated over e-sign. The proof of storage is going to be integrated with the digital locker, and the proof of existence with Aadhaar and e-Praman. So these existing services like e-sign, DigiLocker, Aadhaar, e-Praman, these are already there, and they are going to be integrated with the value-added services, which again are going to be applied on these specific verticals like finance, governance, health, smart city, insurance, and so on and so forth. So in brief, this is the entire national blockchain framework outlay in front of you. So we have a national blockchain distributed infrastructure, and we have got several layers on that. We have got a security vertical, and then on the user application side, these are critical national applications, and so many more applications which could be integrated with the existing service systems and things like that. So that's a prolific plan which the MITI has actually gone ahead and provided to the government of India. And I believe this is a very good work, and there's a lot of activity which has started happening. Let's look at some of the current national level efforts. And I say this basically to provide a sense of confidence that yes, government is coming up with such serious notions about adopting blockchain into our lives. We can only say that it is going to be there somehow or the other. So all these efforts which are being taken by the different ministries, different institutions are not going to go down waste. So it's time for us to look at the situation, start understanding the situation, and start participating into this revolution or